Hey, it's Justin with Flat Creek Firearms. We're out here again with everybody's favorite test. Can you actually use subsonic rounds to hunt with at 100, 200, and 300 yards? So we listened to every one of y'all's comments and we bought a lot of actual ammo, but we're going to go over a new gun as well. So I actually bought a new gun for this test because some of the Phantom Defense rounds we actually purchased, you have to run a 1 in 5 twist. It's actually recommended on their website. It's actually not recommended. It's actually you have to run a 1 in 5 is what they say. The gun that we bought is an actual PSA Sabre. This gun runs like $1,100, and for what all you get in it, you can't piece this gun together and actually build this gun for $1,100. That's why we like PSA. We actually like the Sabre. It's got a decent trigger in it, radian stuff, B5 grips. Already got the rifle speed gas system in it. We are running a 9 for these subsonics to get them to actually cycle properly. Same long scope that we had on my buddy's rifle that we had built. Just moved it over to this gun. So this is the Arken EP5. It sucks at low light, but it's actually a decent scope as far as tracking goes. But you can't ask much for a $400 scope. I don't know why y'all whine about them. The can is the actual Liberty Precision. This is the titanium one. My buddy's actually got the stainless steel version. So this one's a little bit lighter, which you would want to go with a can that's this big. So everything else is pretty much stock in this gun. I didn't change anything about the gun. We just put the can on it, and that's pretty much it. So that's actually our test gun from here on out. We're going to run 1 in 5 twist. But we're going to start out today with the Sub X because a lot of people, like majority of people said Sub X. It was either Sub X, Phantom Defense, Lehighs. That was kind of the main ones. So we're going to start out with the Sub X. A lot of guys are hunting with this. We have a new torso gel block. This was actually bought for me to shoot 77 grain out of my Mark 12, different brands of open tip 77 grain. But we're going to sacrifice it for this test. And a lot of people want us to capture the bullet. So I do have another block that I can put behind there. But I said, hey, I got an old vest that we don't use anymore that's out of date. So I was like, we'll use old Bob here and use him to catch the bullet, which it might go down in the block and go down to the board and not catch it. But we'll try. We'll try. That's about the best I can tell y'all. So we're going to start out. We're going to shoot a group. We're going to sight the gun in. We're going to shoot a group at 100 yards. But we're going to do something a little bit different on this test because instead of starting at 300 yards and then working our way back, which took a lot of time, took forever. That video was 20 minutes long. Y'all are watching about 8 minutes of it. So we're just going to skip through all that. If they don't open up at 100, we're not going to 200 and 300 because it's a waste of time and y'all don't watch it anyways. So we're going to start at 100 now. If they open, then we'll drop them back to 200 and 300 yards. So stay tuned. All right, so now we're at 100 yards. Of course, like I said, we're shooting the Hornady. This is the Sub X, 190 grain, 300 blackout. That was way off. That was 1018.1. Nope, ain't gonna cycle. That's about useless. That one hit dead center, and that was 995. This group sucks on these things already. Oh, forgot. So that was 978. So you know what? I'm just gonna do a 5-shot group. Because 2 of them are dead in there, and you did make a good point about that. That first one kind of jammed into the feed ramp, and it might have mangled the bullet a little bit. So no, that one went back in the same spot. 995. I'm gonna get one more. Be 5. Huh? $984. So did a 5-shot group. You'll see in the long shot it threw 2 of them. The first one and like the next one, the third round that I did, threw it to the left. The other 3 were actually in the center, and deviate. So our slowest round was 978. Our fastest round was 1018. So like I said, these subs, they just deviate. It is what it is. All right, here we go. In the jig. If there's one thing I like about shooting these subs, it's the smack down range. So let's go down and check it out. So we're down here at 100 yards. We just finished shooting the sub X at 100 yards and pretty much dead center. It is throwing them just a little bit up and to the left. And you can see this. This is our 5-shot group. Let's move over and look at this real quick. So first shot was here. Second shot was here. Third shot here. It's not cycling the gun though, and I'm already on that rifle speed. I'm already on setting 12, so we might have to play with another gas system or something if we were going to shoot sub X's out there if we find out this is the best round. But pretty much it shot 3 here, dead in the center. 2 of them ran high, and they wasn't like, one was here, 2, 1 shot back here, then another one here. So if we go off of that group, center to center, it's about 1.25 inches there. But if we go total group, which is just how you have to actually measure it, at 100 yards, they're shooting like 3.5 inches. So 1 in 5 twists is the difference in gun though. So aiming point was right here. We actually hit a little bit to the left and up, and you can see a good spiral on the bullet. So I don't know if that's being caused by that 1 in 5 twist, because they kind of say that's what's supposed to be happening and going on. You didn't have to do your job, buddy. Oh, Bob. There is the actual bullet, though. I don't know how well you can see it. But the question is, how much did it penetrate at 100 yards? 16.25 inches. Measured over here. You could call it 16.5 if we wanted to go center of the bullet. 16.5 inches of penetration. So we wasn't too impressed with the actual 100 yard, but we're going to go ahead and, for the sake of like R&D for knowing what it'll do at 200, we're going to shoot a group at 200 and shoot into the gel block. So the calculation is actually calling for, what was my dial up? 20.23. 20.23, so we'll give it 20, 20 and 1. All right. Wow. Way off. It's all the way in the head. Yeah, that one was 10:38, so that one was faster than any other round we've shot. And it was also to the right and in damn near in his ear. All right, let's see if we can't get these in the bodies to get a group. Oh, I forgot. $10.15. $10.32. $10.47. $10.36. I just need to shoot one more to get a group out of it, which the group there ain't bad. I figured out the data on it. It still needs to come down a little bit more, but we're just looking for group. And here's number 5. Decent little group down there. They are running a little bit faster. This is another different, we had to go into a different box, another box, but yeah, 10.47. We're kind of averaging about 10.17 now. That's out of 12 shots that we've taken. But we're going to get reset up and make sure we get this thing dialed in directly in the center. And we're going to take that shot at 200 yards in the gel. All right, so now we've actually got the gel back set up at 200 yards with the Hornady Sub X. And now we're about to take the shot into the gel at 200. So. All right, so now we're down here at 200 yards and we're gonna go over the group real quick. So this is when I was holding, we calculated, and this is something I want to talk about. So anytime you put your info, even if you're running a chronograph, or chronograph, and you actually get the data and everything, you put it in a ballistics calculator, you still need to shoot your gun. Just don't go on a hunting trip and just rely on that, because we were calculating based off the average velocity and we'd already shot 10 shots. This was 21.1 is what we dialed, 21.1, and it hit up here and I'm aiming here. I just kind of did a quick dial down to get it down to the body, and then I shot the group of 5. So this is the true 5-shot group back to back at 200 yards with the Hornady Sub X. So if we go from center to center, and this one looks like it's further out, yeah, because this one's 5 1/4. That's 5 1/2. So 5 1/2 inches up and down vertically. And I'm gonna say these two are almost dead even. So I'm gonna say that is 2 7/8, right around 3 inches. So 3 inches left to right, 5 1/2, 5 1/4 vertically. So what I did just to make sure I could make the shot into the gel block is I went ahead and dialed up and over to the right, which would scope be over to the left, but I was aiming at it and dialed it over. I shot this one, I moved up just a little bit, and then I took the shot into the gel at 200. So this is actually where we hit in the gel. I didn't want it to hit the same track because I didn't want it to skew our results. So this was my first shot at 100, which is buried up almost in the neck there. So we did lose a couple inches of penetration going from 100 to 200, but the channel still looks about the same, and it's good that we have them side by side so you can kind of see what's going on with them. And I know it's kind of dark, I apologize for that, but these videos take forever. That's why I can't do all this ammo at one time. So we're gonna go ahead and get the official measurement on it. So that's I'm gonna go from the center of the bullet where she buried up to the end of the gel, 15 inches. 15 inches where she stopped at 200 yards. So we only lost like 1.5 inches, 2 inches of penetration going from 100 to 200. That's pretty impressive. That's impressive for a sub to still penetrate this much. But again, you're not getting that violent overpressure, like explosion inside of it. You will see, I wish you could have seen through the scope, but there was a good flash. And that flash that I seen was happening right here where you actually see where it's burnt real dirty inside the gel. But again, so what's funny is where the 100-yard had a long travel before it actually started opening up and doing damage. At 200 yards, it started spiraling immediately. So where this one was almost 3 inches before it started to open up, at 200, that is weird. That is absolutely, I would not expect that at all. So based off the 200-yard performance being better than the 100-yard performance, we're going to have to go shoot it at 300 because maybe it gets even better at 3. We don't know. We'll see.
It's dark.
Well, we'll have to continue this video tomorrow. These videos take forever, you guys, but we do it because we love you. So we're going to shoot it at 300 so y'all know. See y'all.